I was looking for something different today. I was thinking about this trail. I didn't think it would happen so soon. So I'm just taking a rest here. We got all that climbing. See right there. Tough technical climbing. This is crazy technical. Oh, that was crazy technical, crazy. I came to almost a stop. Crazy technical. Yes, trust me. And it wasn't power, it was technicality. Holy moly. It takes power to keep the pedals going. And you're working your upper body in so many positions. Arms, shoulders, back, you know, throwing your weight, balancing, your hands, holding on, pulling, pushing. Yeah, it's just challenging. I mean, you hear me breathing. I wear a heart monitor. You can't see any of that stuff on the road, on these videos, but on my road bike you can. And speaking of heart monitor, let me just check and see why it's not showing in the video. Oh wait, did I forget to put it on? I forgot to put it on today. I knew I was missing something. I knew I was missing something today. And you know, big deal. I just do it. I like to see what Garmin has to say about my rest time, you know, how many days it tells me I need rest, and just kind of curious what they would say. But yep, it's not on my chest, so it's not on the screen. I use the Garmin Edge 1030 Plus. It's like the 1030 at the white bezel around the outsides of the Garmin. This one is just all black. It's supposed to be a little faster, which it is. Battery life is insane. Insane. And it doesn't seem to show me the track I was on, you know, where I've been when I look on the Garmin, as good as the one as the regular 1030, and that's most important to me because I need to see where I've been. So I keep saying I want to call Garmin and ask them what can I do about that, because the other one I can see clearly. And if I'm going someplace where I haven't been and I want to just ride aimlessly and then make sure I'm not doing the trails I just did, I need to see where I've been. And if you get lost and you want to get back to where you've been, you know, where you've been, I mean, there's ways for that. I mean, you can always tell it to take you back to the car. But all right, so this looks pretty damn steep. Let's see what's going on up here. This is looking crazy, crazy steep. So let's get down here. This is looking crazy. Keeping my weight back. I see like a run out up there, so I'm feeling better. One more board to get up. Yeah, that's crazy there. Keep a little bit of speed to get through these rocks. It's gigantic. Push on the bar so I don't flip over the handlebars and fall on my face again. I have all my padding on today, but I don't have my face mask, you know, my chin guard on to protect my teeth and my nose. Oh, we've broken both of those, so. Actually, another board to ride over. Yeah, that other one had like bolts sticking out of it. Like I guess there's some more technicality up here. All big flies now. So these little rocks. Let's get in a low gear. This is slippery. Up there is real slippery. It's not crazy, crazy steep, but these are decent sized rocks, like much bigger than gravel, that are loose. All right, it's not too bad here. There we go. I'm just gonna rest my hands for a second. GoPro, stop recording. All right, up here looks completely impossible. Oh yeah, it's completely impossible. Look at that. That's a stair. Oh, that's a stair step. This is what I remember. Okay. I don't think anybody could ride up that. As you should. Well, wait a bit. Well, let me think twice about that. There are guys who can get up this. I could almost get up the damn thing. Let me look at this now. I get over here. I get up there. Let me look at this. I can get up over here. Get up here. This would be real tough because we're on a steep grade. And I can keep going here. See, the roots are so deep. They're high and they're so, you know, the ground below them is so far away. Yeah, I think this is just going to be too much for me. Boy, yeah, because the roots are just rut. They're just, you know, what am I trying to, the word I'm looking for? The erosion below the roots. The ground is so low at times. You don't realize it, but when you're on a grade, that just really kills you. But that's just about rideable. Holy shoot. I'm going to see if I can just ride to where I'm at here. And that'll be it. This is when I get, you know, 2 hours into a ride and my back and everything is loose. Silly as that sounds, I'd ride probably better. And that's like crazy. All right, so let's just see, because that's almost friggin' rideable. If I would have just come back there and just keep practicing on this one here, I'd have to be warmed up for a while. Let's go back here. I'm just gonna try and make it to that spot. Can you see that? It just doesn't show in the videos, but that's crazy steep. So getting over here, I have no speed. No speed. So I try and get up here. Yes, I needed to hop forward right there, which I didn't. We're gonna let this one go because this is friggin' crazy. Just walk up it with me. So I would want to be riding over here. This is where we'd want to be riding. It's just the ruts. See, now we're deep, and then you get the elevation, and that 20% looks like 35% because now you're in the bottom of the rut. And then it jumps up here. Yeah, but if you have insane seated leg power, or if you can stand, you can get up that, because I mean, we ride through that stuff on lesser grades. It's just that you need, if you had a motorcycle on the throttle, you just hold the throttle and it will push you over everything. You just got to be balancing and, you know, maneuver it, the bike, motorcycle. But yep, I have some friends who could get up that. So we'll see. Maybe I've gotten better seated in my first year. Wipe the camera again. I've gotten better seated my first year. So let's see what happens over a couple years, right? A couple years, not just a year. I look at things, I tell people to look at improvements seasonal, not like in the month or no, we got it seasonally. Especially when you're at your limit at ability, your best, to get better. A minute improvement is insane what it does to like your regular riding or racing, whatever you do. So if I can get just a skosh stronger, I start getting up things, and my balance is getting better, and the technique is getting better with it. And then if you get better technique, you don't need as much strength, because you can wiggle yourself out of things without brute force. When I first started riding, again, if you watch other videos, I said these talk all the time. When I first started riding, everything was brute force, and I couldn't do a lot of things because I didn't know how to finesse anything. It was just all pure brute force. So this is looking crazy. We're going to go slow through here. It looks crazy steep up there. I can't see it. So we're going to go for this nice and slow. This is really steep. I'm working mostly on the front brake, keeping myself back. Here's the rollout. But that back brake just wasn't working because I was so deep on a grade. Look at that up there. So I can try and ride to the left a little here. This is cool. Oh, this is cool here. It's gonna be tricky here because it's off camber and my pedal's gonna hit. Oh, I slid down and I would have made it. I'm going back to try that sucker. I slid down there, otherwise I would have made it. Yeah. Turn the camera off for this. GoPro, stop recording. Look at that crazy climb I just came down. You know, people could get up that, but then when you get to that log at the top, that's when it's an issue for most. That's got to be freaking 35%. That's crazy there. All right, so this is just an off camber with the root sticking up and the tires started to slide down. If I can keep it together there. So I'm trying to get on the front of the bike a little bit. It's not all about power. So I got this little spot here, and then right there, good, I made that part. Get up. Good, there we go, Rob. Get your composure back. And up here, I don't know what way to go. So I hope I can keep my, oh, there's the mud. Caught that. Oh boy. Because when the mud comes, you got to stop pedaling real lightly because you're going to slip. Yeah. Another, what are we going to call it? Another notch in your belt buckle? No. Another accomplishment. That's good. Just another simple accomplishment. So we had a little bit of grade. You had the off camber. You got to do the off camber, you know, when the ground slanted down over a root, and then it really slanted down like on a turn or something where it was real loose. So the off camber, the ground became real loose. That's just a fun little spot. And then at the top, I didn't know which way to really go. When you ride these trails more than once, you know exactly what line to take, you know, what pathway, you know, what track, you know, around the roots and stuff is best. All right, so an hour and 12 into the video. My batteries for the camera last like an hour and 20 or so. Let's see, not all the time, but around there. I just look for the whistle, you know, the beep beep, tell me I gotta change the battery. Now you could be flying, going real fast on these sections here. You know, this is fun. It was, I think, in like 6.5 miles. Is that what I said? A couple miles ago. Yeah, a couple miles ago. Sometimes you're going real slow. I mean, this little rock here, this is an easy one to go over, Lynn, because it had like a slope on the other side. So the rocks I was going over at McDade, there was no slope in the front part. I had to like pull the front wheel up to get over it. Then when you get on top of it, there was no slope. Descent. I wonder what that is. A Hyler Landing Trail. I wonder where that goes. Well, that goes down to the water someplace. Holy shit. You know what? Let's go up where I'm going to the left, and maybe when I come back I'll go that way. Holy shoot. I don't think that's the one that goes down. I don't think that's the one that goes down. Let me just wipe the camera again. I'm sweating. I don't think that's the one that goes down to the Alpine Boat Basin, because there was a bridge, like as I was starting to go down it, there was like this spooky bridge. Let's go up here, and then if I went down there, I would just ride back on the Henry Hudson Drive. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so there was a bunch of challenging spots. The rocks weren't as bad as the more northern end that I did last week. There were some really hairy rock sections there. But there were more harder sections here. There was one real hard section I had to do like 5 times. That was the fun, but there were a bunch of sections that weren't as hard, but just real challenging. Here you don't have as many. I think they're just a little more challenging, but fewer of. All right, so I'm curious to see where that trail back there to the right. It looks like it definitely went down to Henry Hudson Drive. If I was road riding, this would be like a recovery ride to a degree, right? To a degree. If I didn't do it long. I'm out here, it's boosting me up. Yeah, that's what. Oh, look at that! Look at all that exposure down there. We're way up high on the rocks. Dum dum dum. Like what's coming next? Or in other words, I know what's coming next. Dum dum dum. I thought about bringing my full suspension bike. It would have made all this easier. But something about this bike, And the extra challenge, I got like that little man inside me. Oof, a bug just went in my eye. I gotta get it. Like a moth or something. Got him. And the bugs are insane up here. But there's like this person inside of me that always tells me to do the harder of everything or the more of everything. It's there all the time. Anybody can relate to that? And even when, you know, it's almost not sensible, it has me doing things. But when it's really, really off the wall, I think I come to my senses. And these gnats are crazy. I think I have enough sense. I don't know about, you know, the mountain bike rides I did when I was brand new. When it was cold, couldn't move my fingers, I was lost. I had no battery to figure out where it was in my phone or a Garmin. Well, I had the Garmin, but the Garmin wasn't working good in the woods. And that battery is excellent, just it doesn't work great because of the mountains sometimes. And I couldn't see where I had been, like I mentioned before. And now I'm frustrated. That's a great rock to go over there, guys. Look at that view. Let's do another view. I haven't done any views. Well, I've done one view. Let's do a view. Here you go. Here you go. I don't know what's up there. I don't know how far we're up. We're way past, well, the George Washington Bridge is by the Bronx, or not the Bronx, is by Harlem, right? Then the Bronx are above it. And then you start getting to Mount Vernon and, you know, further up into Westchester. I don't know what's over there. Something along the water there. Now, when we were mountain biking with George, we didn't come up this far. But we were riding pretty quickly on that side. I think we came up the Dykeman Street. I'm going to go back and look and see where, if this shows, you know, on the Strava or any of the maps. I'm going to see if straight across there is, you know, where Dykeman is compared to all that, because there's parks that ride along the water over there. Almost looks like there's one down to the right a little bit. All right. Yeah, mountain biking definitely gives me anxiety. All right, so I know the battery's going to die soon, right? So maybe I want to change it now. So I'm an hour and 18 minutes. Let's just get up this rock up here. You know what, I'm going to change it now because I know it's coming on its way. GoPro, stop recording. Quick battery change right after that scenery shot I gave you. And I see a nice rock section. I got to get up right up there. See what gear I'm in back here. What gear I want. Sweating quite a bit here. But this is tricky because I don't see, I want to stay to the leftish a little. I guess that doesn't look, I see stuff beyond it. So let's get up here. Get up here. All right, this isn't too bad. See a decent line here. Get up here. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. Just that I didn't know what was there. Oh, that's another great lookout. Let's go on the ledge out there. That's too good to walk. That's too good to miss. When I was hiking, I came out here. This is too good to miss. Yeah, look at this. Oh, this is too good to miss here. Holy moly, look at this sucker. Look at this, guys. I'm afraid to even lean over the ledge here. Look at that. That's friggin' insane. Insane. Look down there. And up to the straight ahead, there's a parking spot there. I forget that's one of those, you know, it's a private spot where you can't mountain bike. That's insane. Let's go over here a little bit. That's like as good as the McDade Trail, that view when we're looking west. The mountains were gorgeous. Look at the color of the trail. That's just heaven to me. I'm getting dizzy looking at it. Back down. And that looks like out there towards the city, and you know, down south is like nothing. Oh, I just want to stay here and look at this goddamn view. Oh, heaven. Absolute heaven. Now, do I see the, where's the Henry Hudson? So why am I confused? Is the road below us? Is the Henry Hudson Drive below us? I'm kind of confused. I'll figure it out when we get up here. All right. Is it below us, or is it still? Wait a minute. We're heading towards the We're heading towards the police station. That's where the Henry Hudson Drive ends. And it means it has to be below us, but where the heck is it down there? I couldn't see it. It's not to my left. That's the Palisades Parkway out there. Oh, that's a good question. Unless it's down there, you know, just buried under those trees. Yep, I hiked this sucker. So up here, can I go down this? I'm just gonna go down this right. Look at this steep. Oh, that's steep. I just dropped off the back of the seat. That was so steep. I had to let the bike just fall between my legs, the saddle in other words, and just point straight downhill while I was, you know, leaning back. That's how you do those drops. All right. I know you got company, George. You've been busy. You're gonna have a lot of videos to catch up on when you're back by yourself. Some good ones. Well, this one is a good one. I'm gonna point this one out. So up here, I know there's no bicycling. Again, I got to be careful. And if I was up here, could I have gotten here? Could I have gotten here, you know, on a bike without riding these trails? That's a good question. So I want to be careful up here going through. Let me just see what's up here. This is how it goes. It goes across. I did this. Can I squeeze between this tree here? My handlebars don't fit, and I can't even angle them. It would have been, nope, that's too crazy of an angle. Yeah, they weren't fitting through there. We'll go through here. I forget what this is called, but it just frightens me a little bit. I don't want to deal with anybody and make me have to, like, not only stop riding, but, you know, cause any trouble for me. Get over here. Out of the way. All right, good. So I know the state police pull in and out of patrolling, you know, these rest stops, those sightseeing stops. All right, so we have headquarters 1.6. So we went 1 mile and 3/10, 3.9. All right. So how long it takes to go a mile? Mile and a half. I forget what's up in here. I kind of like to think the trickiest part is behind us. But it creates anxiety doing these things. But you can't, it's like you can't help yourself. You're afraid at the same time, but you do it. And when you're too new, you just get off the bike. Wish you could do it. But then when you can start to be able to do it, you're at risk of having bad accidents like I had. Broken nose, head-on collision with another rider. A root through my rear wheel up, launched me. It's not like 5 miles an hour, but it launched me so fast, like I was doing 15, into a tree. The side of my head hit the tree. Talk about whiplash and nerve damage I had for 6 months. My hands would wake up in the middle of the night like a level 10 pain. I was just begging for it to stop. I had no medication. Then I couldn't move my fingers for a while, and that's all back. Amazing. And then the teeth, right? When I did a face plant, just looking to see what's right here. Just come up sideways on this. When I did a face plant and I went over a rock, and as I came down the rock, there was like another rock in front of it, and my hands slipped off the handlebars, so I didn't know how to hold on to the bars in a situation like that, you know, to keep from going over the top. And if I held on to the bars, the bike might have flipped up in the air, but it wouldn't have forced my face straight down onto a flat rock sitting right there for my tooth. So we were able to save the tooth. But yeah, so if I knew how to bail, you know, you learn how to fall and catch yourself. That's where I'm kind of at now. I've gotten better at bailing. Still need some more time to know what to do. This way I don't have to wait 2 hours to get out here and feel like you're doing things out of natural instinct instead of stumbling on them and saying, ah, that's what I should have been doing. And, you know, luckily you did it and not get hurt. All right. It's nice when the audio can be heard in the video. Right? So when you're riding in high speeds, it's different. So with this cover I have on the camera, you know, there's different ways you can cover up the speakers so you can be heard when you talk, but it muffles out the wind. So I have like just a cover that goes over the whole camera. That works pretty decent. That's what I left in the car. What is up here? This is like, I don't know if we could ride through this stuff off the top of the rocks here. Oh, there we go. It's right up there. Oh, see, yeah. That was not looking what was up there. None of this shows in the damn video. So this is a, well, actually, is that a big lip there? Or can I get up that sucker? Let's see. No, I gotta get the front wheel up a little. That was a pretty big lip. Nothing is seen. Elevation is made flat. I'm telling you. Elevation is made flat. When it looks steep, it's crazy. And because we have these big gears, to be doing 30 and 40% is what we do. It's not like you guys, you know, you talk of those massive hills that you're doing. I don't know if I can get, is there a spot to get around over here? You know, when you talk about, I got an itch on my shoulder from the bug. I want to scratch it. Can I get it? I gotta get over this. There's a nail sticking out on the end. I don't want to hit that. So it's not like, you know, climbing a hill at 20-25%. It's different because we have the gearing. I got a 50 on the front. What do I have? I have a 40, a 42. So you have a compact, you know, on a road bike. It's a 34, right? I have a 40, so yours is real low. But, well, some people have, what do they put on the back? They have 32s, 34s. So that's getting pretty good. But when you have a 34 in the front. So I have a 50 on the back, but a 40 on the front. So a little bit lower than yours still. I don't know how to, I can't do the math in my head, but it's lower than yours still. But it's only a 40 on the front. If I had a 30 on the 30, if I had a 34 on the front and a 50, oh, you climb up a 90% grade. I mean, so, but you don't want to have a gear that you can't use because you're doing a 1/4 mile per hour and you're spun out. Right? Think about that. You're doing a 1/4 mile per hour and you're pedaling, you know, 150 RPMs because the gear is so low. That's the balancing point when you do on the trail. So if you're strong enough, like the big guys are, and this is just a lot of close little rocks in here. If you're strong enough like the big guys, you get a gear like I have, and they don't even use the gear I have as often. I can use it often. It's perfect for me. I'm just not as strong, not as heavy, 150 maybe, a little less, something. It's probably a little less. So when I put my stuff on, probably around 150. I'm not 170 or 80 or 90 or 200, but those guys are, those 200-pound men are strong. So look at it, shaky. They can push those pedals up a hill, up a short hill. So again, humbling was to say the least. I was humbled, boy, and I just decided that, okay, Rob, you're like in the lower level of mountain bikers, but who cares? And I rode alone, and it didn't matter. My goal was to keep my feet in the pedals, right? In other words, try and get over all the rocks and bumps without having to stop. You know, if you have to put your foot down, that means, if you're putting your foot down, you're stopping. So Now you can keep your feet in the pedals and stop if you can balance. That's part of what I do. But if you have to stop because you can't make it over something or through rocks, and this is going to the left. So what does what here? I don't think I can get up these kind of rocks here. I don't think so. I wonder if I could. You know something? I'm going to try and ride up those suckers. If I stand up, I think if I stand up, if I continually to stand up. So the trail is looking like it goes to the left. I've done all these offshoots. Yo, I think that's a tunnel under there. I've done all these offshoots when I was walking out here. I don't think they go anywhere. This is going to be tough here. Let's get my lowest gear. I'm not even going to cover the brakes. All right, so I'm going to get... Oh, I muscled that frigger. Holy Christ. When I get like that, that was hard. I was stopped and I friggin' muscled it with my hand strength. And I just wish this was perceived on the video. Half of what it is. Now this route is gigantic, but I can just kind of stand up and get over it. It's no big deal. But what I did right back there might have been the first. It's just getting up those stairs kind of, but it was what was at the top that was in my way that I didn't give up on. And I went back to the skin of my teeth, barely making it. I was able to hold on and get through without putting the feet down. And here I'm back to doing 2 miles an hour again, right? All right. All right, so 99% of this is rideable. Just a couple spots that got me. The end of that long downhill, that one uphill for sure. Is that it? Maybe a third little spot. Excuse me. Just so awesome being up here with the Hudson on your right. You're up on a massive cliff. It's July 15th or 16th. It's a perfect cool day. You're in the shade. You're in the damn shade. No sun out. You're not in the sun like on a road bike. It's the way to do it. That little wall on the right here, we like trying to ride on that, but those trees are too skinny. Little balancing spots. All right, let's scroll back to the map and see if I can see anything. We're still going around here. I still have to figure out which way I want to go back. See, now that man inside me is telling me, come back this way, Rob. And I'm thinking, do I want to do something different, go down on the Hudson Drive? Well, that's a paved road ride. Is that what you want? Not what you want, Rob. So that's what goes on. Does anybody relate to stuff like that? If not, maybe I'm just wacky. Well, we know that. Oh, we know that. There's no question. I'm whacked out. I am whacked out. Lost half my mind. Memory shot. As long as I can figure my way around on the trails, that's all I care about these days. All right, a nice big route here. You know, this bike is real light. It's a cross country, so I can pull it up things. I can like muscle it, maneuver it, and it's so damn light. It's like 19 pounds. A good mountain bike is 30 pounds. A top-end mountain bike could be 28, like my other one. It's a full suspension. And most of them are 35 pounds, unless you have a lot of money to spend. Even with that SRAM Access, I think there's an Eagle version. Well, no, there's a Force version. And then there's the sister one, mine. But the price is like goddamn double, but you save a little bit of weight. What do you save, a half a pound through the whole group set? Is a half a pound really worth it? I carry 6 pounds of water, right? When I take the knapsack, I have 3 liters. A liter is 34 ounces, 16 ounces to a pound. So I'm carrying more than 6 pounds of water. Yes. So we're gonna worry about a half a pound. It costs thousands and thousands of dollars more. Who knows? It just, plus I worked in the bike shop, you know, some of that stuff was a lot cheaper for me. So you go for it in those circumstances, or you just go for it and you pay for it somehow. If it makes you feel good. All right, so all these trails, we don't need to go any of those offshoots, and I walked all them. Now the guys who live up here ride some of these things. Like I said, I saw one mountain bike tire, but we had a lot of rain. So did one person come through? Well, the rain was yesterday afternoon when George and I were out. So I can't believe it. Morristown is it's like the Bermuda Triangle. Always when I go up there and there's any chance of rain, it rains. And we were racing south down Madison Avenue, and we were running from it seems. And then when we got, on the service road, just on the outskirts of Summit, heading down back towards Millburn, it came. All of a sudden, I was like screaming up this hill to the top, and I could see the rain was pummeling on the ground in front of me, but it wasn't where I was. I could see it dry and no rain where I was, and it was just like the next zone, it was pummeling down, and I tried to screech on the brakes and jump in the woods, and then it was coming towards me. So it was, I guess that's how it does sometimes. I've seen that before, where it's raining in front of you or it's not raining where you're at. That was kind of cool. And I went to run for the woods, and then when I saw it was going to be all over, I think George and I tried to regroup her. But then that wasn't the worst of it. As we got up a little further and turned on the Hobart Road, then it came where we had to get in the woods. We had to get off and stand in the woods for a little while. For like 15 minutes, literally, more. 20 minutes. I was getting concerned about my phone. We didn't have plastic bags. I don't have the very newest phone, so it's not completely waterproof. And so there's a bunch of rocks in here. This isn't too bad. Find a spot to get through. So there's a bunch of rocks in here. This is, considered quite technical. This is really considered quite technical. But compared to some of the stuff I was doing, we don't even look at it as being technical. But it is. Look at all this. And that is another factor is that I was stuck on downhills. I was afraid to let the bike roll. If you let it roll, you kind of bounce. It's like you're bouncing over things. So where is this now? So this is a tunnel. I'm not even going to go over there. So I think that goes over. That's a good question. That looks like it goes nowhere. And wait a minute. Does that take me to? Is that 9W right there? Yes. Yes. Let me just see where this is. This is 9W. That's the Palisades Parkway, north and south above me. That was north behind me. This is the southbound direction. And this is that parking spot. Amazing. I just wanted to come out here to see where I was at. Foster Dock Road, yes. Foster Dock Road. So now there's even another option. If I wanted to ride down 9W right there. Wait, so why am I confused still? Right, so 9W north would take you north, of course. Right, because the Henry Hudson Drive is still down below us. All right, look at those stairs, right? Yeah, so now could people get up that stuff? It's a good damn question. It's a good damn question. Because if the grade wasn't as extreme, I could get up these things. Yeah, somebody with massive friggin' legs, that short-term strength, might be able to get up this stuff. because that's all it requires is that massive strength. All right, so there's a few spots on here. My shoulders are all bitten up. I got no sleeves on this jersey, and I didn't spray. I didn't put insect repellent on my shoulders like I should have. I sense another rock someplace where I have to walk coming up, like a carried a bike kind of walk. Wait a minute, I'm here already. I'm here. That's the damn, I'm here. Wait a minute. So wait, is this where it goes across and hits the tunnel? Let me get up here and see. I'm confused. That looks like the climb. That was one of the climbs on Henry Hudson Drive. It looks like it was back there with the tunnel to get to the Alpine boat basin. Or is somebody making the climb on his road bike? I bet you it was, because here's where I came in and I missed the tunnel last time. We're not going to go down there because that'd be too crazy. Oh, that takes you under the tunnel there. That takes you under the tunnel right there. Let me just see what's over here and how this riding is. Let me just see what's up here. We come through here. I think it goes under the tunnel right there. There's the police station up there. There it is right there. All right, so we know we don't want to do that. All right, good. So that's what it is. So this is how many miles? This is 6.64 miles. Let's turn around. We're gonna head back. I'm gonna go the way I came, and then if I have any, life in me, I could go in the other direction, which I think may just be too crazy with cliffs. Let's get up here out of everybody's sight. I can go in the other direction, south of Allison Park. Yeah, so to have 14 miles plenty for me on a mountain bike. And it's 12:42. Did I start at 11 or 10? I can't remember. Well, no, it's the elapsed time is 1:46. So it was 11. I started at 11, right around 11. You get a drink of water here. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Camera right back on. Okay, so let's start working our way back. There's going to be spots I can't get up in this direction, and maybe spots I can get down that I couldn't get up in the other direction. So I'll go up here. Wait, did I say that? Oh, that's not 9W, that's Palisades Parkway. I know we had to go under the Palisades to get on. So can I do this here? This is kind of freaking crazy. That's crazy. Holy shit. I gotta be careful because I'm going way over my head. I'm going way over my head on some of the things I'm doing. I don't want to get in trouble. This is here. It's gonna be tricky here. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. That was way over my head back there. Oh, I did it, right? But so this was that real rocky section going upward now. So you're trying to choose a spot where you're going to aim the front wheel. You're not even thinking about the back wheel. You're trying to aim the front wheel in a spot where you can keep pedaling and go over or through. Best way I can describe it. Kind of look a little bit ahead to see what's coming next. Sometimes you have no choice. So that brought me to just like a momentary stop where when you're new you'd be reaching to pull your pedal out, but if not you can balance and you can get the pedal turning again. It's in those momentary stops that change everything. That allows you to, start clearing, cleaning things. Cleaning is when you make it without putting your foot down. You clear it, you clean it, end to end. I cleaned it. That was always an awkward expression to me. People used to use in the beginning on the trails. So I got all these big roots. All right, so I remember coming down to the right here. Just getting my composure through this mud. I started to get a little power going up here, and you're trying to aim the front wheel towards something that has the least resistance. The smaller of the big rocks, the lesser of the two big roots. If you can, but sometimes you got to balance the front wheel, like you're trying to steer it in between a skinny spot and balancing it so you aim in that little skinny spot is another thing you learn. And you just forget about the damn rear wheel, but if you know the rear wheel, you start to get a sense of where the rear wheel is. So if the front wheel is going through something and the back wheel, if you're just going straight, the back wheel is going to go through the same thing. You want to get your feet off, yourself off the saddle, off the seat. This way you'll lighten the back of the bike and the rear wheel can get over that rock too without without almost bringing you to a stop. Well, I wish I had people who could tell me these things in the beginning. None of this is talked about on YouTube, all the videos we learn on. But I guess it's just so detailed. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I saw that girl Valerie, who I just kind of met through Lynn and Gary. I saw she did a ride up in Englewood. She lives up by Englewood. Valerie, if you see this video, you live by, Patcong. And I saw Englewood. Was it that when you did that one of those rides or something? I saw, I don't know. And I think, do I want to go to Englewood? Because there's Englewood Mountain, there's Stevens Forest, State Forest, and there's Deer Park. There's just 3 different trail varieties in there. There are 3 separate parks. They're all part of Englewood. I think they're all in Englewood. And I know them all. Have been up there in a little while. So that popped into my head. But that's some more physical riding. And then this came up, and here I am. Weldon, Malin Dickerson up in Sparta area. That's another place I haven't been in a while. Weldon Brook Wildlife Management Association, WMA. Some really 2 hard trails up there. Tiger Blood And what is it? These tiger blood. I can't think of the other one now. And something magic, not black, yeah, black magic and tigers plural, tiger's blood and black magic. Tiger's blood is the real crazy one. We spent like 4 hours, an hour and a half trail, like 4 hours with Glenn, friend I met on the trail, and his daughter. 4.5 hours going back and forth, just having fun, trying to make, you know, the dozens of features along the 1.5 miles. 4.5 hours, crazy. Had the best time. Was that the first time I rode with them? My other bike, I went head over the bars. I got scratches on big nicks on the top of my handlebars. I was upside down and the bike hit the rocks upside down. I sprained something. I was okay, but that sprain lingered for a while. Gotta get over this little pump here. Get a little pump. That's my pedal hit the ground, and when it hits, sometimes it pops my foot. It's like, you know, just like road bike. It pops my foot out of the pedal. It was a cleat system. That's what happened there. I tightened my cleats just a skosh, quarter of a turn, before I did the ride up McDade, because they were kind of coming loose, coming out too loose. Stop for another drink of water. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Camera right back on. Got a drink of water. Stretch my hands. Yeah, so the nerve damage in my back, I'm an old man, right? It makes my hands go numb when I'm descending and there's a lot of pressure on my hands. My bike positions have me leaned over quite a bit to begin with. But when there's a lot of descending and all the pressure's on my hands, or just sitting in a position a while, my hands start to go a little bit numb. That gets better. I think as my body starts to get depleted with, you know, with food, as the rides go on, yeah, I'm replenishing some, but as I'm losing a little bit of water and things, my body's like depleted a little bit. Everything loosens up. But you can't be depleted with water. You need to have, you know, your energy. You got to eat. So I have to stop and rest my hands every now and then, just for a moment, get the circulation going back. Right, what do we have here? I forget what all this was about. Is this what I came up before? Yeah, that's what I rode up before. That's what I rode up before. That's crazy. So I want to take a picture. You can't see it in the video, but yeah, I rode up that, and coming down it was a little bit tricky for me. So as I get away from these features, I'm going to call these features, I get a little anxiety like I had there. You ride on an easy trail and all of a sudden something comes at you that's tricky. You kind of lose that fearless way. You lose that fearless composure. It's like, I can get right up that. I just feel it. I can do it. And you just do it. So there's going to be some climbing effort sections. I got a little later start this morning. When I had the normal breakfast and I had the banana before I came on the ride. Yeah, so I did 50, I did, 35 or so yesterday. I did 50 on the road, 50 on the trails the day before. I should be kind of tired. I mean, I should be wiped out. Yesterday I felt decent. If my back feels good, my world has changed. If my back feels good, it doesn't matter about anything else. I have energy. The back just takes all my energy away, dealing with that discomfort. And the back is medium today. Hi. 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 How are you today? I didn't want to startle you. Not certain if he spoke English, but trying to say hi to him. Looking at his phone. So this is a lot of rocks in here. So I'm going to go up 1 gear higher. This way the pedals don't have to turn as many times to get... Right, the pedals don't have to turn as many times to get through the rocks, because as they turn more, there's more chance of it being down in the 6 o'clock position, and more chance of it hitting a rock right on the ground. So if you're going further per pedal stroke and the pedals aren't turning as often, there's less chance of your foot hitting the ground because, you know, it's not down there as often. That making sense to you? Of course it did. So sometimes you want to gear up. So this has that big spike in it. So we're gonna get up here. Yeah, and I had to use just that right side to get up there because of the nail. Big spike. You don't want to hit that. I have sealing in my tires. So what did we do up here before? Did I wind up going to the right? Then, yeah. This is where I'm covering my brakes at the same time. In other words, I have my one finger out on my brakes. I have one finger on my brakes and I'm holding onto the handlebars with the other 3 fingers. Three. I have 5 thumb. Yeah, the other 3. So this way I can grab the brakes slightly. We call that modulation. Look at this way, I gotta roll down. I can grab the brakes slightly just to catch my balance, or if I'm rolling into something, I just slow myself a second. And where am I going here? I don't know. So let's get up here. That's a slow fall. I caught myself. Almost broke my hand grip there, but let's go back and try that sucker, because that's tricky. Oh boy. That's tricky. How do I want to do that? I think I want to come in from the left side. I'm going to come in from the left side. I think that's what I want. That caught me off guard. Yeah, that caught me off guard. Oh boy. I was in the midst of a fall. My foot wasn't out. Couldn't get it out. The feet are clipped in. All right, so I'm up here. So if I come over here, my weight back. Oh, I gotta do that again. I came into that too fast. So this is all friggin' technique. This is all technique right here. Boy. I think I need to slow it down a hair. Made it up that before. Let me slow it down. Alright, so if I get my foot clipped in, which I don't have it clipped in, still don't have it clipped in, still not clipped in, I need it clipped in. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that was just a matter of, I had to steer that front wheel into spots around those big rocks, but while at the same time getting over big rocks that were coming at the front wheel. So you're being, you know, jiggled up and down on the, because of the rocks you're going over, and you have to get the front wheel to go between another set of rocks in front of you while the bike is being shaken and shook every time you hit a rock. And that I just got a little better at, you know, getting that front wheel so I can balance myself a little bit when I'm being shaken around, you know, abruptly. All right, it took a few times, and my foot wasn't even clipped in. It got clipped in when it got clipped in, you know, as I was a little ways through everything. And I'm gonna keep my weight back a little bit at times. I was forgetting that. Oh, there's just so many things to learn. Yeah, just falling and your foot goes down to catch yourself, and then you twist sideways and you sprain your ankle and your knee, you know, like I did a couple months ago. Little things, you know, you're not falling on your neck and breaking your collarbone. You're not doing real serious things, but that's plenty serious. Yeah, like 3, 3 months for my ankle to heal. It's still not 100%. My ankle, my knee was real bad, and my wrist. All of them went to, I fell to the right, the foot went down, held me, and I was falling sideways, twisted the knee, and then when I landed, somehow it twisted my wrist, and the ankle was down there supporting everything, like crooked, like it slanted, really twisted it. And I did 10 hard miles. I was able to push forward. It was the lateral movement, which is how I came down. And then, you know, I rode 2 amazingly hard rides like that week. Crazy. I should have rested. I was so obsessed with like a real hard park up in Englewood and Ramapo. And then I, you know, realized that I got to rest. So, all right, here we are, making our way through here. We did a couple great scenic pictures on the way out. That one that we walked out on that ledge, that little, not a pier, but cement walkway. That was incredible. Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice bike.
Oh, thank you. A little tricky in here at times. You want to get through this spot here. See, my bike has got a gold chain. It had a gold like this. Did I change? Yes, I changed this all out for access. So the shifters were all matching gold, like the rear derailleur. I changed it out and put access on this, you know, that high end, not the Force. I forget what we're calling the high end one. You know, the Eagle. I think this is Eagle. Maybe I'm wrong. So I sold that, and so that would have been more gold. So when people see my bike, they see a gold chain, they see gold like in the frame lettering. What else is gold? The chain, the whole cassette is gold. So the chain, the whole cassette, and then lettering throughout the frame. Really cool looking.